welcome back everybody to round 5 of today's Psycho Turtle Challenge. Unrelatedly, I'm devastated that I did not make a single Torkoal-related Psycho Turtle pun last round, and unfortunately this round I cannot make up for it because we have a match between Robert Matthews and Benji Harlan, neither of whom have Torkoal. Spoiler alert. It's gonna be a great match, and this is gonna be the last round before we get into Top Cut. And on Team Robert, we've got this Iron Bundle, the Farigiraf, Raging Bolt, Ogerpon Hearthflame, Annihilate, and Rillaboom. While on Benji's team, we've got that Rillaboom, Urshifu Rapid Strike, Goldengo, Regidrago, Tornadus Incarnate, and Ogerpon Hearthflame. So, first off, we can obviously see we've got some common Pokemon. We've got that Ogerpon Hearthflame, which is so good for dealing that damage, and then that Rillaboom, which is a really great fake-out supporter. Other than that, though, we've got some pretty different teams. And I'm really kicking it right off with that Ogerpon and Regidrago. Now, Regidrago does have that Dragon's Maw ability and that Spread Move Dragon Energy, which is basically a Dragon-type Eruption. Very, very scary stuff. So with Dragon Energy plus Dragon's Maw plus that Dragon Fang held item, this Regidrago can put out a lot of damage really fast. And then while we've got that Raging Bolt and that bundle on the other side, Iron Bundle, notably very, very fast. And with that free Icy Wind is able to slow down the speed of the other team. First, we're going to see that Terastallization come out on Benji's side into that Ogerpon Hearthflame. Likely to get that Follow Me resistance into whatever the Iron Bundle might have, if it's that Icy Wind. But we've got the Fairy type Terastallization coming out on that Raging Bolt, with classic Terastallization for this Pokemon. Is really good at defending against those Dragon-type attackers that are very scary. So instead we just see that Icy Wind. Super effective into that Drago, which is pretty frail in general. Brings down the speed of both of those Pokemon. Next up is going to be Iron Cudgel. Even still, it's outspeeding that bundle and is able to take it out in one hit. With that speed drop, I think it's likely that we see this Raging Bolt go next, but it goes for the Snarl to bring down that special attack. So we've got the special attack drop and a speed drop on that Regidrago, and because it's so low health, never mind, I forgot, it is Terra Fairy, so it is immune to that Dragon Energy. And so now we see a Ogerpon Hearthflame of Robert's own coming out. Alright, so we got some moves come out here because there's no Farigiraf on Benji's team like we saw in last game. This Raging Bolt is able to go for Thunderclaps with ease, but it doesn't land because it targeted into the Ogerpon, I think, but yep, it targeted the Ogerpon was protected, so Thunderclap only works if you are preparing a move, an attacking move. So that is a Draco Meteor that just one hit KOs that Ogerpon. Even with that special attack drop, it's still able to take those with ease. But now this Regidrago has only got is at a -3 with that Dragon Spread Move, which can't do anything to that Raging Bolt. Well, let's see what happens next, because it still does have that Earth Power, but is that going to be very useful? We'll see. The Ogerpon goes out after taking that, after doing that Psychic Shield, can't protect it. And so the Goldengo comes in, and it's a double switch out. And in comes Tornadus. If Raging Bolt went for another Thunderclap, it would have been very sad, but nope. It is just that not very effective, air quotes, Wood Hammer, which does 3/4 into that Tornadus, followed by that last bit, taking it out completely. but that Goldanga just got in pretty much for free. But what is it able to do with that? What is it able to do with that, she says, realizing that it's got a super effective, good as, or not good as gold, the other one. Make it rain for that Raging Bolt. Let's see what's happening. Ogerpon goes for that Grassy Glide, taking a full half of that Raging Bolt's health. Raging Bolt responds with a Thunderclap into the Goldango, taking it out that Raging Bolt and with a critical hit, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that mattered very much. And that Rillaboom is hanging on there at 4 HP. 4 HP in a green, but if it's going for that Wood Hammer, it's not really gonna be going on. Yep, goes for the Wood Hammer, but it failed because it does not have enough health. If the Pokemon, I guess, it goes for its a Wood Hammer and it would knock itself out, not gonna do it. So Robert understands that there's not much he can do and forfeits that game 1. Alright, so we now have this game 2. Let's see what's happening. Got it. Anyways, how is Robert going to respond to that overwhelming pressure? The Regidrago was able to output so much pressure, but it wasn't even what did the most damage. It forced that Terra out, but then the rest of Benji's Pokemon were able to clean up, including that extremely strong Ogerpon. I said that the Ogerpon was there to maybe take those follow me's a little bit better, but I now suspect that it probably was there to just because it does so much damage with that +1 embody aspect from the Hearthflame Mask. Sometimes it do be like that. Alright, now we're getting into Game 2 of Round 5, and it's going to be Ogerpon and Regidrago again on Benji's side, and it's going to be Ogerpon and Iron Bundle. I had a brain fart. And it's gonna activate that booster speed, so it is going to outspeed everything. It's likely to use that Icy Wind to get some speed control, and as we saw last time, it did so much damage into that Regidrago. So let's see what's gonna happen here. I will say at Psycho Turtle, they've always played banger music during sets. Right now they're playing one of my favorite tunes from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. As Ogerpon goes for that Spiky Shield, which is followed by the Regidrago. And that does show that Ogerpon is faster than the Regidrago, which is always good to know. Iron Bundle goes for that Icy Wind, which hits the double protect. This is really smart by Benji because he now is able to draw that double protect from the Ogerpon, and also see that his own Ogerpon, or Benji's Ogerpon, is faster than Robert's, or their speed time. I think you can tell by the activation of the protects. But we're going to see a Terastallization onto the Hearthflame Ogerpon, that embody aspect. That's going to be the one, I believe, on Robert's side. Yes. And followed by a Terastallization on Benji's side, which is going to be into that Regidrago. Into that Ghost type. That's likely to protect against any ice moves that this Iron Bundle might have, including that extremely stressful looking Icy Wind that hit it last time. And there it is, the Icy Wind again. It did almost half health onto that Drago last time, and it's not even taking a quarter. But it does drop both of their speeds, importantly, letting the Ogerpon on Robert's side move next. Because of that Follow Me, though, it lands into the other Ogerpon, taking it out, but crucially allowing this Ogerpon to get off a move that I can assume is going to be Dragon Energy, which Oko's the bundle, brings the Ogerpon down to very low health, and also used to have a way cooler animation, can I just say. I saw the animation for Dragon Energy in Sword and Shield. It's very, very rad. This is less cool. But what is cool is that Tornadus is coming out on the side of Benji, and as Rillaboom comes out on Robert's side. So this could be a really great opportunity for Benji to try and get that speed control with that Prankster Tailwind. Because though Regidrago's speed has already been lowered. And because Drago's that speed that Ghost type, it cannot get faked out, which is probably something we're kind of afraid of right now. But so they both go for that double protect to burn that fake out turn onto the Rillaboom, which does go into that Tornadus, which normally carries the Covert Cloak, but is carrying the Focus Sash here. Alright, and now with the grassy terrain, everyone gets a little bit of recovery. Everybody loves recovery. So with these Protect Spurs, but also the Fake Out turn burn, Ogerpon goes for that Grassy Glide into the Tornadus, doing a ton of damage. Followed by the Grassy Glide into the Rillaboom, which does less damage. Tornadus goes for a Bleak Wind Storm, just completely ignoring the possibility of speed control, because if your opponents are knocked out, you don't need speed control. Fun fact. And so Bleak Wind does so much damage, followed up by that Dragon Energy, which just takes out that last of the Rillaboom. And now it is one Pokemon for Robert against the 3 of Benji. Benji still has one unrevealed Pokemon in the back, as does Robert, which is going to be that Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt, of course, with that Assault Vest is really, really bulky, but there's bulk, and then there's, you have a Regidrago that is, exploding things, and you no longer have your Terra, and Robert knows that too, and he cancels the battle, and that is a 2-0 victory for Benjamin in this round 5. Well played by both players. It's scary seeing that Regidrago and that, intense spread dragon, damage. There's not really many other moves. I don't think there are any other moves really that do spread dragon damage to that effect. So, given that Terrestrialization is around, not too bad. Given that Dynamax was around last format, not too bad. But it'll be scary to see what happens in Champions if Regidrago is allowed to rampage wildly through the meta with that extreme power. But of course, that Iron Bundle is something to watch out for in the recent Summit Champions, Summit VGC champion match. Kinugawa notably won the whole thing with his own Iron Bundle, which he was using as also for speed control with that booster speed Icy Wind, and those freeze drives to take out those Pokemon like Landorus and Water Pawn, things like that. So we'll have to see what the rest of the tournament has in store. I believe this is round 5 and therefore is the last of the regular rounds, so next round should be Top Cut. We've got quite a few matches left to be played, both in the round and then also in this tournament, so this is like a little bit less of a don't go anywhere than normal because you've got plenty of time, but come back soon for some great Pokemon action. See you around.